You know, every home has a story, but it's not always in the paint color or the furniture. The real story, the one that's happening every single day, is hidden away. Today, we're going to listen in on what your pipes are trying to tell you.
So just think about it for a second. What if those walls could actually talk? What kind of stories would they tell? About the morning rush for the shower, the hidden pressures, all those little signs of trouble nobody sees?
Well, here's the thing. They can. And the story they're telling is all about that secret, hidden world of your plumbing. So let's dive right in. We're going to start with the history that's literally built into your house, a story of age, what it's made of, and where it's located.
All right, first up, your home's plumbing story. And look, this isn't some generic tale. It's completely unique to your house, shaped by when it was built and where it stands, which creates its own special set of quirks and challenges.
Okay, this is super interesting because this basically maps out the different eras of materials that could be in your home right now. Living in a classic 1920s Craftsman, you're probably dealing with cast iron pipes that are hitting the century mark. Got a mid-century home? Hello, galvanized steel and probably some rust. Newer places, they're using copper and this stuff called PEX. It's a super durable, flexible plastic. So this isn't just a history lesson, it's basically a cheat sheet for what might be going on in your walls.
And then you've got the supporting cast, or maybe they're the antagonists. I'm talking about the environment. Think of these as the recurring characters in your home's little plumbing soap opera. You've got the shifting clay soil constantly squeezing your pipes, those gorgeous big oak trees with roots that are always looking for a drink, mineral-packed hard water, and yeah, even those occasional surprise freezes. They're all part of the story, constantly interacting with your plumbing.
So what happens when you mix old materials with all that environmental pressure? Well, you get the bad guys of our story. Let's meet the common plumbing villains.
Villain number 1, the failing water heater. This one is a real inside job. Especially in places with hard water, minerals just build up, corroding the tank from the inside. And get this, they're only designed to last, 8 to 12 years? So it's literally a ticking time bomb that can turn a tiny drip into a catastrophic flood in your basement.
So while one villain is working from the inside, another one is attacking from the outside. And these right here, these are the classic warning signs of a sewer line blockage, and you can almost always thank those thirsty tree roots. If you're hearing gurgling from the toilet or notice that, hey, the sink and the shower are slow, that is not a coincidence. That's your home's main artery crying out for help.
And what you're looking at here is the epic battle of the pipes, happening right inside your walls. On one side, you've got that old-school galvanized steel that just rusts from the inside out, strangling your water flow and making your water look, well, gross. On the other side, modern copper and PEX. They're built tough, they resist corrosion, and they keep your water clean and your pressure strong. It's a huge difference.
All right, our last villain is the sneak attack artist. Frozen pipes. This is a huge deal in places that don't usually get super cold. Why? Because the plumbing often isn't insulated properly. So when one of those freak cold snaps rolls through, those vulnerable pipes freeze, the water inside expands, and bam, they burst when things thaw out. We're talking major water damage.
Okay, we've met the villains. Pretty scary stuff. But the good news is we can fight back. So let's peek inside a pro plumber's toolkit. And I don't just mean the wrenches and gadgets. I'm talking about their whole process for finding and fixing these problems.
You know, a real pro, someone you can actually trust, is going to follow a clear process, just like this. It's simple, right? Step 1, you call and get clear info. Step 2, they figure out the real problem and give you a price before they start. And step 3, they do the work right and clean up. The whole point of this system? No surprises for you.
And this right here is so important to remember. People think plumbing is just about stopping a drip, but it's way bigger than that. It's about following really strict safety codes. These rules are in place to protect you and your family, to make sure your water is safe to drink and you're not dealing with, dangerous stuff like gas leaks or sewer backups. And that brings us to permits. I know, they can seem like a pain, but think of it this way. A permit means a city inspector has to come out and sign off on the work. That's your independent guarantee that the job was done to code. It's what protects your home's value and ensures you're covered down the road.
Okay, let's talk money, because yeah, that's a big part of it. Decoding a plumber's quote is absolutely crucial if you want to feel like you're in the driver's seat and making a smart choice. So the first number you'll usually hear about is the hourly rate. During normal business hours, you're looking at something in this ballpark. But, and this is a big but,
If you're calling them at 2 a.m. on a Saturday, oh yeah, you can expect that rate to double, easily. Any good plumber is going to give you a quote that's broken down just like this. You should see a line for the service call, for the labor, for the parts and materials, and for any permit fees. It's all about transparency, so you know exactly what you're paying for.
So here's the most important tip. Always ask about the other costs. Ask them straight up. Are you going to have to cut open my wall? Is it extra to get rid of my old water heater? Asking these things before they start is the best way to avoid those nasty surprises on the final invoice.
All right, we're in the home stretch, and this last part is all about putting you in charge. Now that you know what your pipes are trying to tell you, let's give you the tools you need to hire the right person for the job with total confidence. Seriously, use this as your mental checklist. A real pro will take every single one of these boxes. They show up on time, give you a written estimate, and explain things without making you feel pressured. And they always back up their work with a warranty. These are the non-negotiables, the signs of a plumber you can actually trust.
So, at the end of the day, it all boils down to this one question. Now that you can read the signs, you know about your home's age, the local challenges, the warning sounds, you're not just a bystander anymore. You have the power to decide what the next chapter of your home story looks like. You can make sure it's a smooth running story with a very, very happy ending.